Good morning, my dear students. This is day 11 of our course Differential Calculus. So as you can see, we're going to start, we continue evaluating functions. This is today's subject. We're continuing with it. So let's start with this activity, these examples. You will be solving a class activity and then a homework that I will post in Blackboard and in Facebook for those of you who still don't have access to our platform. So let's start with this example that you have on your screens. So we have a function f that is represented by an arrow map as we studied previously, and we have a function g that is represented by a table, and we are asked to evaluate f of minus 3. You have that on your right. F of 5, g of 5, g of minus 7, and f of 0 plus g of 1. So let's start. What is f of minus 3? Okay, according to this, the function f, the representation of function f, this is minus 3, so we are just going to follow the arrow, and we can see that for minus 3 the function f says that we have an output value of minus 9, so this is minus 9. Okay, we are just follow the arrow. Okay, minus 3 goes to minus 9 as our output. Okay, that's what we are finding. We are finding the outputs or the values for y. G of 5, let's go with g of 5. G of 5, we go to the function g that is represented by that table. So we have 5, this is 5, so what is the corresponding of y, as the table is telling us, is 12. Okay, so this is 12. Now, what is f of 5? What is the value of f of 5? Okay, we return to the arrow map, that is f. So we have that 5, this value, we follow the arrow and it's telling us that is 1. Okay, so f of 5 is 1. Okay, write the answer. Now let's go with g of 5. G of 5, the function g, represented by that table, is, according to the table, this is negative 7, so the output or the value of g, or y, is minus 6. Okay, minus 6. Then we have the last example here is f of 0 plus g of 1. So we have to find the values of f of 0, then the value of g of 1, and then we add those values. Okay, so let's go with f of 0. F of 0 is this one, so the arrow is indicating me that it's 2. So we write 2. Plus g of 1. What is g of 1? This is the value of 1, so it's telling me that the corresponding value for y, the output, is 6. So it's 2 plus 6. So you just have to write the answer. 2 plus 6 is 8. Okay, and that is how this is made. Okay, we are working with with several representations of functions. Okay, you have to. I want you to feel comfortable with all of these representations for functions. Okay, example number 2. We have now graphs of two functions, f of x and g of x. Okay, now we turn from arrow maps or tables to the graphical representations of functions. So we have them both on an xy plane. So let's find the values that we are asked to find. Okay, f of 0. F of 0. We already did this. F is that line, that straight line that you can see there in the xy axis. So f of 0, the number in the parentheses, remember that we said that was the x value, okay, the x coordinate, and I want to find the y coordinate. So 0 is here, this is 0, so what is the corresponding value for y, or the point that belongs to that line? Okay, we have to get the y coordinate of that point. So the line is here, it's 0, 2. So the y coordinate is 2, and that is the answer. Okay, I think we already did solve some exercises like this. G of 3, let's continue. The value that is asked to the right, G of 3. Okay, we can see that g of x is that parabola. So the value of x is 3. What is the corresponding value of y? Okay, so we can see that when x equals 3, the function, the parabola, is there, where I am indicating here. So what is the corresponding value of y? What is the y coordinate of that point? 0. Okay, so that's the answer. Now f of minus 3, we return to our straight line, f of minus 3, so we go to the x minus 3. So here it is, here is the x, where is that point? Here is the straight line. What is the y coordinate of that point? 4. Okay, so we write 4. Okay, let's erase this. And g of 2, okay, again the parabola, the x value 2, here it is 2. Okay, this, where's the parabola? Here, where's a point? That's the point of the parabola. So what is the corresponding value of y at that point? Minus 1. There it is, minus 1. Okay, let's erase it so you don't get confused. And we are asked to find f of 6 multiplied by g of 4. So again we find those values, f of 6, and then we find g of 4, and then we multiply. So what is f of 6? F of 6 is that line, this is 6, this is the point of the line, and the corresponding y coordinate is minus 2. Okay, minus 2. Multiply, I'm using parentheses, g of 4, it's the parabola, g of 4 is this value on x, on the x-axis. Here is the point, here is the parabola when x equals 4, and what is the y coordinate? 3. Okay, so we write 3. So we have to multiply minus 2 times 3, which is, of course, minus 6. Okay, that's how you solve this example. Okay, now let's work with the last example. Okay, we have another representation of functions. In this case, we have the equations. F of x is 3x plus 5, and g of x is x squared plus 2x minus 1. Okay, so we're asked to find f of 2. So f is 3x plus 5, and remember that I told you f of 2 means that we are going to evaluate f of x with 2. In other words, instead of x, you have to write 2. Okay, so because 3 is multiplying x, so now 3 is going to multiply 2 plus 5. Okay, that's it. As you can see, I just replaced the x with the value that is inside the parentheses, in this case 2. So we have to multiply and then add 5. Okay, so 3 times 2 is 6, plus 5 we have 11. I'm going to write it here. Okay, that's it. So now f of minus 4. So again, I have 3x plus 5, but instead of writing x, I'm going to replace that with minus 4. I'm using a different color. So yes, as you can see, now I have to multiply 3 times minus 4. Okay, plus 5. So 3 times minus 4 is minus 12 plus 5. So obviously the value is minus 7. That's it. Now g of 3. So we have to go to the function g. Okay, we turn to the other function, which is x squared plus 2x minus 1. So I'm going to replace the x again in this expression. Okay, now the value that I have to write is, they are telling me is 3. Okay, so I use 3, right, instead of x. Okay, so I find the square of 3 is 9 plus 2 times 3, which is 6, minus 1. So what is the answer? 9 plus 6 is 15, minus 1 is going to be 14. That's the answer. Okay, and g of minus 6. So again, I have x squared plus 2x, but remember, I'm not writing the x's because I'm going to replace them with the value inside the parentheses, in this case minus 6. There it is. So minus 6 squared is 36 plus, I'm sorry, this is it's a positive times a negative, it's going to be a negative 12 minus 1. Okay, so what is the value? What is the value of g of minus 6? And of course is 23. Okay, Okay, that's the example.